Oh, welcome everyone. Welcome to my home. And I'm going to be talking today a lot about your body is your business from the bedroom to the boardroom. And it's a really juicy subject. It's about getting excited and passionate in your life. So I'm going to be covering 3 sacred keys, and it's about how to get a deeper connection to yourself so that you can become the expression of your true light. So my name is Carol Friesen, and I live in Calgary, Alberta. And since we're going to be spending a little bit of time together, I'd like to share a little bit about myself and why you should even listen to me. I have been doing this work for the last 12 years, since 2000, and it's changed my life drastically and for the better, and it's really empowered me to be much stronger and built a lot of self-confidence in myself and self-esteem and of course self-worth. So I'll be covering a lot of that today and sharing with you how you can empower yourself through really having that deep connection within your body. So I actually am from a small town in Manitoba, Steinbach, Manitoba. I come from a Mennonite background, and I've spent most of my life traveling the world and experiencing many different cultures, religions, belief systems, until I settled in within myself and found that when I believed and lived in myself, that's when I really connected to my true power. So when I all through school and all through most of my adult life until I was 42 years old, I had an insecure part of me, and I didn't understand it at cellular memory, where I'd stored it in my body. So when I experienced this class and I let go of something that affected me so deep and so affected everything I did in my life, then I really started to transform into who I am today and into that power. So enough about me. This is all about you and your world, because that's what you came here for, to learn a lot more about yourself. And this is what I'm going to share with you. In these 3 gifts is very, very special, and I'm going to do it from my heart and keep everything very, very simple and relaxed. It's my first time doing a video like this, so if I seem a little nervous, that's just because, this is new to me, and I'm up to do anything new, and long as the message gets out there. So today, our gift number 1 is your body is your world. And I'm going to talk to you a lot about how you can create better relationships, definitely increase your energy, and of course, much better health. And from the bedroom to the boardroom is that you use your body in everything you do. It's all about feelings. Most of us live up here in their heads, and we forget about and cut off our own body. And the wealth of information that's in the body is our biofeedback of what we're feeling in our life. And a lot of people out there, and especially Deepak Chopra and Marianne Williamson, Candace Pert, Debbie Shapiro, they all talk about the body-mind, but they don't teach you how to change things in your world. And it's still from more of a mental point of view. And I teach a class all about how to get that deep connection within, how to release things from the past and from cellular memory, those issues in the tissues that hold so much, takes so much energy to hide something that you don't like about yourself. And definitely that's what I was doing. It took a lot of energy to hide that I couldn't spell and that I was terrified of public speaking. So now I work with that beautiful little girl inside and my own insecurities. I breathe light into them and just go for it. And of course, it's that feeling in the body. The more I can give myself some breath and just take a nice breath in and just keep going and do my best. We all are doing our best, like any one of us. I'm sure everything you've done your best in that moment. And our best is, now we need to realize that our best is good enough. And that's exactly what this is going to be about. So I have 3 sacred keys about how connect to that inner world. And I'll just start with sacred key number 1. And you might want to write this down. I'm going to have quite a bit of information for you. And if you're taking notes, make sure you have a pen handy. So the first key, so 3 sacred keys. I do have this box right here. I call it my spell check. So that's spell check up there. So 3 sacred keys, and to find that balance and find that energy within yourself. And of course, the most important relationship is with yourself, between the masculine and feminine energy, or your action side and your reaction to your life experiences is all inside of you. So key number 1 is all about focus. What are you focusing on? Is your energy scattered all out there, thinking of this and thinking of that and thinking of other people and things you need to do, and all our to-do lists, instead of, we become human doers instead of human beings, and allow energy to be attracted to us? So whatever you focus on will expand. So when I focus more on self-confidence, when I focus more on self-esteem and self-worth, that's when I grow my inner world. With every person I meet, when I understand myself, I'm the one that's lived with myself for the last 55 years. That's how old I am. I'm 55. And I should understand myself. I mean, we're walking autobiographies of our life, and to find that sacred space and expand that inner core, that inner world, and allow that to come out through us, through every cell and atom of our being. And it is our soul purpose. And people ask me, what's my soul purpose? I says, one thing. We all have the same soul purpose, and that's to love ourselves. And when you love yourself, things expand out into our worlds, and we actually expand our energy field of love, and we express our inner world. Instead of giving to other people and sharing our light, we're actually expressing our light. So focus, number 1, is to train the mind to come home, come back to the body, train our consciousness to live consciously, getting into our own driver's seat, get inside our own vehicle. This is the vehicle of the soul, our body. It's our sacred space. And when you live consciously with every step you take, how you use your body with total awareness and awaken the flesh, that's when the body comes alive and your world comes alive with color. So it's all about bringing our focus back inside to us. We teach people to be very selfish, and selfish meaning self-wish. It's your life, and you're the most important person in your world. So when you come home and focus on everything, what is your reaction to things? What is your reaction to things? Nobody's doing anything to you. It's how you react to things in the world. So that's definitely key number 1, is bring all our focus back to ourselves. And the second key, sacred key, is the most powerful law in the universe. And often at introduction evenings, I'll ask, so what's the most powerful key in the universe? And most people come up with the law of attraction. And actually, it's Mother Nature teaches us a very powerful law, and that's the law of balance. Everything in our world to balance between our personal life and our business world, to balance our books, to balance on a bicycle, to balance the masculine and feminine energy within ourselves, to balance working and playtime. These are all things Mother Nature teaches us through how she balances her ecosystem, and allowing creativity to flow through us through that law of balance. So second key is finding balance. So there we have a very, very incredible tool to even to show us what balance is about. And we were given a gift to show us a measuring stick to see where are we focusing and where do we need balance in our life. And that balance is simply our physical body, and that's structure. And so that's the third sacred key, is all about structure. So we're all made of energy centers, and we see different aspects of consciousness that lives within our physical body. And I have an incredible exercise for you today, and it's something simple that I can do over the internet. Of course, the courses are when you're in person, and when we actually do this work, a lot of it has to do with touch and touching our own bodies. And but to find that balance through our structure of our body will tell us everything, where things have gone out of balance in our life. So you've been given 2 legs to measure how you're using those 2 legs. Are you using them in balance? Our shoulders show us how we're using one side more than the other. And I think I explained earlier about when I was taking the class, I was 110% out of my body if you put me on a plumb line. So most of us are headlong out into the world, looking, searching, or we got our heads inside a computer screen, and everything becomes a pain in the neck. So when you bring this consciousness back, and right now, if you just sit up straight within yourself and take a nice big breath in, take in life and find that balance breathing into your center core, and you'll feel a lot more in charge of what you're doing in your life. Otherwise, things whirl and we're out of charge. We feel like which way can we go? And so our body, the more we bring our body into balance with conscious awareness and activate the flesh through our own sensory feeling every part, not locking away parts and burying our life experiences, that's when we can bring our life forward into where we're going. So everything is these 3 sacred keys, and I'm going to be taking you through a process, what I call body mapping. And body mapping will give you huge insights on where maybe your life is gone out of balance. And down below here, beneath the video, we have actually a downloadable template of a body map, and I'm going to get you to be part of this exercise. So we'll see you in a minute. Make sure you download that, and I'll be right back with you. Downloaded your body mapping, and now we're going to get to work. And I'm going to show you, even through my own body map, how my body became my teacher. And it's something I've come up with through this work, and of course in the course that I do teach. It's a 10-day class. I'll just run quickly through the class. Maybe at the end on gift 3, I will explain the courses a little bit more. But the courses are actually what we call Psychosomatic Breakthrough is course number 1. And in Psychosomatic Breakthrough, we take you through the body mapping, but we take you through all the energy centers of your body, your hands, your face, and your feet. Everything is written all over you. Your structure equals performance. So your bone structure is actually the blueprint of your soul, and they didn't mess up on the other side and send you in the wrong vehicle. They sent you in the right vehicle for the right purpose. And I'll explain some of that in the face reading part in Gift 2, which is face-to-face with yourself in Gift 2, where I'm actually going to take you through a juicy mini face reading class. And when I took this course, I thought I was going to read other people, but what I really came down to is, who did I see in the mirror every day of my life? And so through body mapping, which we do in our first day of our class, is Breakthrough, and psychosomatic meaning the psyche or the soul living in the Simona. How is your spirit living inside of you? Where is it trapped and doesn't have expression, or where is it expressing too much energy? So we take you through that, a full day of understanding every part of your body and start connecting and awakening every cell and atom of your being. In our day 2, we take you through face reading and like the bone structure, the overall face shape and all prominent features. Everything means something. Your eyebrows, shape of your eyebrows means something. Someone with big eyes means something else. And hot lips like Marilyn Monroe, it means they're very juicy. And the nose knows, and it knows it all, and it likes to be a little bit nosy. And it's the first thing that reaches out into the world, and especially when we go through profiling your personality potential. Then we also take you through a 3-day part of the class, or 3 days of our course is called Body-Mind Analysis. And there we look at the physical body, like the trunk of the tree, and how are we processing things. We draw your body in 4 different directions, where energy is expressed too much, a lot of issues, a lot of tissue, just means a lot of issues in that certain part of the body, or no tissue. They just think they have no issues, but there's nobody home. So no consciousness in the body. So we look at consciously, how is the flesh activated? Are you in your body, or is the flesh just hanging there like on a hanger, on a rack of bones? So when we meet someone, are we having a meeting, or are we having a boning? So just bones, just not much consciousness there in the flesh. We also look how you're using your joints. This is the base to all body language. We have a lot of things out there that people teach you body language, but it's more like monkey see, monkey do. It's not allowing the body to just totally freely express itself any which way it wants to be expressed. But then how do we do it consciously? Are we pulling ourselves in, or giving out too much energy in one direction with not much consciousness? And every single finger means something. But I'm going to tell you about that in the 3rd video, and I'll go more into depth with that. So stay with me. So back to body map, or no, I should tell you a little bit more about the rest of the classes. Okay, then we spend 1 whole day on the hands. And the hands are fascinating. And if you look at your own hands, most people don't understand that their hands can be quite different from one side to the other. And here again, here's focus, balance, structure. How are you handling things in life? And we understand from the heart energy center, or heart chakra, if you understand chakras, is how are we allowing that energy to flow out into the world? Because everything you touch, you leave an imprint of light behind, or you leave your energy behind. And just like when, if you've ever had your mother's or your grandmother's homemade baked bread, and you can almost taste the love in it compared to, let's say, the bread machine, and where you can't taste that. So just being so aware of how our energy is flowing through the body, through every gesture. When you understand that each digit means something differently, I can tell what someone's talking about halfway across a restaurant just by their hand gestures and how they're using their fingers. Are they holding it in through insecurity? An adult might do this, where a child will actually put their thumb in their mouth because this is your will digit. Are we very judgmental? So stay tuned for all that. I won't go heavy into that. We also do 1 day or 2 days in emotional anatomy, and how the energy is flowing through archetypes, through different pockets of the body, through our attitudes in life. And then we spend a day in body work, where we actually trigger release the body and allow the energy to flow much freer. And then we spend a day on psychosomatic dis-eases. So dis-ease actually means there's not ease of energy of flow in a certain part. There's an emotional issue stored deep in the body. The emotions there's an emotional component to every dis-ease, whether it's running in the DNA or in the genetic coding, because everything your parents or grandparents and your great-grandparents have thought, every thought they've had is living in you. It's living in our energy of our DNA. So if you want to release things at cellular memory, it actually releases it 7 generations back and 8 generations forward in the energy of the DNA. So how great is that? The biggest thing, the most powerful thing you can do is when you change it inside of you, you change it in your history or her story. So this is about her story. So that disease is very, very important to understand what the emotion that is running in your DNA, or to understand other people, especially if you're coaches or presenters or anyone that works with people. Everyone is a practitioner. We are all therapists because we all give advice to our children and friends and family. People come to us for advice just in our daily life. So let's get back to body mapping. You've got your download, which will look like this. And it's a sheet of paper with the front and back part of the body. It's got all the different energy centers on it, which I will explain a little bit more in the last video. So what I'm going to have you do is now sit down and actually map out any injuries you've had in your body, any place there's been dis-ease or a accident, incidents, we actually call them. There's no such thing as accidents. They're all incidences that there's the energy inside. It's a weak point or a vulnerable point in our body that has been affected or is affecting us like now. So just sit down, take a few minutes, and actually draw out anything. If you've had chronic stomach aches or chronic yeast infections, mark it in the different parts of the body that we've stored it, or sprained ankles or broken arm, or have had a lot of neck injuries. So just take a few minutes right now and write them all down, and I'll be right back and I'll show you mine and explain what it means, so that you can get a deeper understanding. And it's acknowledging what your body has been through. Your body loves you. It's your home. It wants you to come home and work with it, not live up here in the penthouse suite. There's a lot of things going on down here. And if we're constantly thinking, we start creating our reality through our thoughts. So the more we stay in the moment, the more we use our body consciously, the less injuries we'll have, the less incidences, and the body is sending us warning signals at all times. What's happening in our inner world? What's happening in the inner world? What's happening in the inner world? And that's a constant reminder. And it's sending us signals at all times, feelings. But if we've shut down certain feelings in the body, that's when we shut down those signals. So it's about coming home, opening Pandora's box, and sometimes it doesn't feel very good, but when you go into Pandora's box and you open up the fears in the lower part of the body, you'll find beautiful diamonds. And our challenges in our life, what's happened in our life, those are what I call fertilizer, and or dog doo-doo. And so when we can find the gift in our fertilizer, we find our diamonds, and they'll be your strongest asset that you will ever have. And that's where our life purpose is to find those gifts and to use them and bring it out into the world so other people can find their way. And the more we find that center core and start shining our light in whatever avenue, with every person you meet, or you light up your own home within yourself, you light up it for your friends and family, and it's a welcoming place to be. So sit down right now, do your body mapping. I'll be right back with you and I'll explain it a little more. Thank you. So you got that done, and hopefully you found some insights into yourself. And now I'm going to explain just with my own body mapping. And this gave me like a huge when I did this. And I'm just going to start at the very bottom of my body. When I was in grade 3, approximately, I stepped on a nail, which just, once you understand the feet, and I take you through maybe some of the energy centers of the feet, I stepped right in the arch of my foot, which is the solar plex, or which corresponds with the middle part of your body, how you process things. I stepped on a nail in grade 3, so that was right in the solar plexus. When I was in my 30s, I guess, or I had just done a huge renovation on my restaurant, and because I love to drive forward and push myself, and nobody was cleaning up the back of the renovations, and I'd been closed for a month, and all of this garbage and renovation material out the back, so I loaded up a half ton. I was taking it to the garbage dump because we were opening on Monday and this was on a Friday. When I got to the garbage dump, I'm throwing all the stuff off the truck, and I fell off the truck and I sprained my ankle very severely. So to me, that's emotional support because it's the left side of the body. I will take you through some of that in some of the other videos, is which sides of the body what things mean. So left ankle. Then when I was in my 20s, I played a lot of baseball. When I was my teens and my 20s, I was on the champion baseball team. I was the back catcher, and I took a lot of balls in the knees, baseballs, and I developed a lot of water on my right knee. And then through my car accident, I had been cut 3 times from here to here, all my stomach muscles. So then I marked solar plexus, how I process things. I also had my gallbladder out. And through the car accident here again, my chin was reconstructed. I have very little feeling in the bottom part of my mouth here, so I marked that red. And also in my late 30s, I was playing baseball again, proving to my employees what a great baseball player I was from 20 years ago. And I was looking at the sun and was catching a ball, and I got the baseball right in my nose and cracked my nose in half. So solar plexus again. And the car accident, I had a big gash on my, I guess it was my right leg. So there's red in there. So when you understand and you can actually color this out, there is so much on the body. And what I realized, everything was about solar plexus. It was about ego, identity, how to stand up, it was all about self-confidence with myself. And this gave me a huge insight into what areas of my life that I needed to really put more energy into, and to build more self-esteem within myself, and just to come home and work with all aspects of who I am and what I've experienced in my life. So hopefully you can just see which energy centers, maybe some of you are full of them, and some might not have too much at all. So it is a real teacher. And this body mapping, when we use it again, I'll bring it back out in the third video, and where I actually talk about the body and the energy centers in much deeper understanding of this. So what happens through that body mapping and through our classes, and of course, like I say, your body is your business from the bedroom to the boardroom, what we literally develop in what were the benefits of understanding all of this information is what we want to do so that we support all areas of life. Some of the benefits of understanding this and building your center core or your pillar of light within yourself, because you're all light workers. You've all got, I think we understand, and I love to go into childish stuff and have a lot of fun in our classes, is this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So this is how you do it, get that light to shine a lot brighter. So benefit number one, what you're going to be doing is building self-confidence. And that self-confidence actually means, if we look at root words, and because the body-mind connection is all about how we're using languaging, how we express ourselves to our outer world is what's going on inside. So words are very, very important for the body-mind connection. So self-confidence means to confide in oneself. So self-confidence. So confide in yourself. You've got an inner soul. You've got an inner voice that's constantly telling you something. And are you home long enough to listen? Or are we listening to everything outside of ourselves instead of listening deep inside? All our answers are inside. When we're looking for stuff outside of ourselves, we actually feel more insecure than to listen simply within ourselves. So the second one, and I'm just going to quickly write a lot of these. And maybe you will get the point of what I'm doing here. Remember what I said, we're going to be very selfish. So being selfish means, in the stewardess on an airplanes really give us a great example of this, is they say when the oxygen mask drops, make sure you put it on yourself first, then you assist others. So healer, heal thyself. So self-confidence. The second one benefit is self-esteem. Self-esteem means building up the steam within yourself, your own energy. When you start to feel your inner world start to come alive, there's action and reaction, and energy flows throughout, and you're building up your own empowerment. This is life. Life is about empowering yourself, not asking someone else to do your work for you. It's about empowering that which is within you to shine brighter into your outer world. So self-esteem. The third one is self-worth. Are you worthy of it? What value do you put on yourself? We put so much value on our homes and our vehicles, but what about this vehicle? The most precious thing you have is your own body. You can't replace it. You can get hip replacements, knee replacements. It's only because you've used the vehicle wrong. And your body has a tremendous, tremendous ability to heal itself. And it's just come home and be with it. So self-worth, are you worth it? And then the fourth one is self-respect. Self-respect means to re-inspect what's going on inside. Inspect over and over again. And when you respect yourself, when you love yourself, this is what things come into balance. So the fifth one, and the most important, of course, is all about self-love. You can't love another person. You can only love yourself. And I ask this question quite often at my talks, is how many people love someone. And most people say they love their children and their spouse and their animals. But that's impossible, because love is a feeling, and that feeling goes on inside of us. And the more you love how you feel, the more the life force of Mother Earth can come into your body, and the light source can come and join inside, and that's what we put out into our energy field. Are we walking in an energy field of love, in alignment with core values of self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, self-respect, and come to self-love? And when you bring these into balance within yourself, within your physical body, that's where it becomes self-healing, and heal yourself. So thank you all, and we'll see you in the next video, gift number 2, which is face to face with yourself. Thank you.